And then a radio talk show host named Alex Jones tells his listeners it was a hoax. Your child isn't really dead. Your grief is an acting job. Your pain is manufactured for 10 years. He deceives and he lies. And you know he's lying because you saw your dead child's body. You touched your dead child one last time. You planned the funeral. You picked out the small casket. You gave one final kiss as your child lay in a coffin. Every waking moment is filled with anguish and despair, but Alex Jones, tucked away in a studio in a faraway state, is heaping coals on your grief by denying the death and therefore denying the life of the only thing that mattered to you. He's getting rich on your grief and pain. He turned the death of children into a 10-year-long torture chamber for their parents. How does someone capable of exploiting the pain of grieving parents and murdered children have an audience in this country?
I want you guys to pay attention to that last sentence that Trey Gowdy said. Trey Gowdy, Fox News host, former congressman, is very upset, and he's finally calling out Alex Jones, considering he now has to pay nearly $50 million to this one particular family who he disparaged, defamed for years after they lost their son in Sandy Hook. We've been seeing that trial happening. So Trey Gowdy's upset. He's passionate. He's going to make sure that everyone knows where he stands when it comes to Alex Jones. And you know what? It was actually pretty good stuff. Congratulations, Trey. I like it. The last question, though, that I asked you guys to remember was, how in the hell can someone like Alex Jones cultivate an audience with these types of lies he spewed for years in the United States of America? How could he build up such legitimacy for people to listen to him and think that he's worthy of listening to and believing? Fox News host Trey Gowdy. All he has to do is walk down the hallway and watch a little bit of this.
Now the committee has decided to shut down one of the most popular journalists on the right, Alex Jones. Yes, journalist. Jones is often mocked for his flamboyance, but the truth is he has been a far better guide to reality in recent years. In other words, a far better journalist than, say, NBC News national security correspondent Ken Delanian or Margaret Brennan of CBS. Alex Jones never bought the Russia hoax, not for a second. And if Jones sat down with Tony Fauci, he would ask him real questions, just as journalists are supposed to do. He wouldn't just slobber all over him.
Not like what I'm doing with Alex Jones right now. Continuing on, because Tucker Carlson always had a way of laundering Alex Jones's image for some reason. He was first of all called Margaret Brennan and other actual journalists, but actually he's going after a full network here because apparently CNN came after Alex Jones a little bit too hard, according to Tucker Carlson too. There's more.
They're telling us how important it is that people should be able to say what they think. They are agitating for Alex Jones to be pulled off YouTube. Now, I know we're supposed to think that Alex Jones is way more radical than like Bill Maher, Michelle Wolf, or Rosie O'Donnell. But he's got a point of view, and CNN is trying to squelch his point of view. What do you make of that?
I guarantee you that if you flipped over to CNN right now, there would not be a single story about the Twitter shadow banning. There would not be a single story. And the only story you would see about YouTube pulling Alex Jones videos would be probably something celebratory about a scalp of sorts for managing to eventually get their way.
So shadow bans being banned after lying blatantly and openly on social media for people to believe and then get violent over things like that. Or maybe those death threats that came to many of these parents who had lost their children in Sandy Hook. Maybe it's those types of things that people were upset about. But again, Trey Gowdy wants to know how this guy cultivated an audience. First, we have a huge pundit like Tucker Carlson. You also got this congresswoman who likes to legitimize him as well. Watch.
To ruin Alex Jones, he didn't build his InfoWars on that.
Right.
He built it on a lot of other news.
Right.
And Alex Jones has been right pretty much most of the time. I know everyone freaks out if I say that, but Alex Jones has been right. Of course, except on Sandy Hook. But really, though, look at what's happened. $45 million.
Yeah. I think you would beat poll better and be a better candidate for president than DeSantis and Trump. So would you take a VP slot with either one of them, or I'd rather just go ahead and back you for president? No, you laugh at that, but see, no. You're way smarter than, I'm serious. You're just as smarter than both of them, and you've got the guts we need. Everybody loves you.
Even Marjorie Taylor Greene was like, "Are you crazy?" Me? I'm too stupid. Waz, what are your thoughts on this? Because Trey Gowdy is looking for answers. I think I gave him a few. I could have given him more. In fact, I can. But I'm just curious what you think.
I mean, I wonder how people would get a taste for the conspiratorial. I don't know, maybe Whitewater and then chasing Bill Clinton's penis up and down the damn Beltway. Maybe it was Benghazi. Like Trey Gowdy was like the chief Benghazi expert, like that existed on the Hill. Like they beat that dead horse forever. Like the Republicans have sodded the ground for their base to eat up this conspiracy stuff for decades. So to pretend that like, wow, how could there be an appetite for this kind of stuff from those same clowns? You know, Obama's a Muslim. Obama wasn't born here. Obama, it's like, it's the same cats. It's just so ridiculous. So forget about Tucker Carlson just laundering the guy's reputation on Fox News' airwave. It goes way back before that, man. Go back to Newt Gingrich. Go back to all of that crazy stuff they did with the Clintons in the 90s.
That's the process. And the thing is,
Vince Foster, Hillary Clinton killed some dude, allegedly murdered the pizza.
What was the staffer? There was the staffer.
I think that was Vince Foster. Yeah,
Foster. Okay, yeah, it's constant. But then, of course, up to January 6th, then after you incite the crowd and they carry out your actions, then you say, "Who did this? How could it have happened? It must have been the other side." At least Trey Guy didn't go there. He's just trying to figure it out. Maybe he'll confront Tucker about it. Maybe he already has, and they've had a fight in the back room area. Who knows? But Tucker Carlson is definitely not on the same page as Trey Gowdy when it comes to these things.